So, this is something I've been wanting to show off to my friends and just people who know me for a while now. This has been a lot of work. It's just a Minecraft world, but this has been a lot of work. And because of a lack of a decent internet connection and the fact that it's really hard to get Minecraft servers to work, let alone set up your own, um, yeah, I just wanted to show people this. I started playing Minecraft back in 2014, somewhere in there. But I would just play when I was stressed out because it was always a good way to relieve stress. And it was a lot of work. This is all done in survival. This is all legit work. Anyone who's played Minecraft Survival knows that. Where's the damn button? Is the button gone? Why is my button gone? There it is. Anyone who's played Minecraft Survival knows how much work this takes. The obsidian especially. This was just an insane amount of work. And I've never been able to do more than just show people screenshots and things like that. Maybe I should explain more in depth about, what all of this is and what it does, but just a little bit of a tour right now. Yeah, this is all built by hand. All from scratch. 100% legit. The obsidian itself, I think it takes about 30 seconds to mine one block of it, and I believe around 3,000 blocks went into this. The raw amount of time involved in that alone is a lot. And I had never done much with architecture design beforehand, so it was a bit of a learning experience too. But yeah, look at this. It's freaking huge. And I would just build this in my off time. When I was stressed out, or I didn't have anything else I could do, or just to get away from things for a little bit, even when I was without an internet connection. I would just come in here and work on things. And I would just slowly add on to this over time. And it was just, this is just one of the games I played. And this took a lot of patience to build. A lot. It's still nowhere near done, I don't think. The interior of the house took a long time to build. But yeah, the corners, the angles that they all form at. I think it's still off center because this block it's not even with the rest of the house, but this is supposed to be dead center. This took a gigantic amount of resources and a gigantic amount of time to get those resources. The house itself is 100% my own design, but some of the fixtures, like these little decorative things, those I got from others or the wiki or places like that. Originally, when I started building this, it was going to be a much smaller house. But the more added to it, the more massive this thing became. And even beyond just this house, there's a lot more that went into this. Oh, great. Now I can't find my way down. I don't think I ever put a ladder up here. And this was built so much over time that the blocks down there and other blocks like the granite and stuff on the inside didn't even come out until later versions. So, yeah, a lot of experimenting went into this too. I mean, this house is just, it's a huge piece, but it's just one piece. And that doesn't even, you don't get to see how much is hidden here. This was originally going to be a sorter, because I fooled around with redstone mechanics a lot too. That's just an incomplete project right there. This is something cool I made that also took a lot of time. Carving all of this out was a huge pain, but it was worth it. Oh. Where did it go? Oh, doing very badly here. Where did my cart go? Oh well. There we go. Yeah, I dug all this out by hand and I powered it. I had to... This was all carved out, not really for aesthetics, but because of how much obsidian I needed. 3,000 obsidian blocks. And what you have to do is you have to find lava, and then you have to pour water on it, and then you have to mine it. And I did that 3,000 times, and I lost a lot more obsidian than I really should have. But this is where we come to the obsidian mines. And this was a bit of a fun thing. This is a roller coaster I built. But all the way down here. And a lot of, yeah, right, they're death. And I don't even want to go too far in here. Just because of how... Well, just because of how hard it is to find your way out. And I haven't played this in a long time. I've been doing other things. But yeah, this is just how I got the obsidian. The roller coaster was a fun thing to build, but it was really resource intensive. Oh, what's this? Okay, that's better. Damn it. Yeah, I've not played this in a long time. The key bindings are something I don't remember very well. It's been so long. But the design behind this was to get from point A to point B pretty much automatically, and I wanted to I wanted to do an expanded rails system, but I just never ended up really having time for it. So I'm more or less just stuck with this design. And interesting things happened along the way, like a ravine that's coming up that I found midway through digging this. There. And now that I finally have a decent computer and a decent recording setup, I can finally show this off. Originally, you can't even see it anymore because of, God damn it. You can't even see it anymore because of how much it's just changed over time. But this whole thing, used to be a mountain. I think the original block here, just the square here, was originally correct. That's original, I believe, or maybe it was a few blocks higher, but all the way over to here was just pure stone when I started. And I believe that I built my first house in this world somewhere about here, and it was just an entrance into the underground. And that originally goes down to here. I don't think this changed much. And there's a lot of random tunnels that go into random places that I really don't want to go into. Just because of how far they've been dug out. There's a lot that can't even be shown. But this is all original, I believe. One of the first things I did was build a staircase down to, well, way down here. And originally what I started to do was really to just explore. And I found out once I dug this part of the underground out that it just kept going on forever. I called it the Infinity Mines. That name was rather late in this playthrough, but it's because it never ends. So much, I opened up so much that it just perpetually opens up more now. I don't think there is an end to this now. And it is very easy to get lost. I'm probably lost now, as a matter of fact. Yeah, it just goes to show how freaking massive this is. And this is where I pulled a lot of resources out. But this is what the end result of a long design was. These are hoppers and these are chests. The idea behind it is that if I was somewhere far off and I was just gathering resources or something, that I would hit a single button and they'd come all the way over here through these rails and automatically deposit it, whatever resource it is. I think one of them I actually finished. I just I just didn't have a need after a while, but it was a really cool idea. And it worked. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, just store A, B, C, D. Hit this, goes all the way back. This is These are the communist cows. It was a joke I made with a friend of mine a long time ago. Yeah, just it was like the first thing I farmed for experience, I guess. And this place looks really cool at night, just because of all the lighting. I built this in stages, really. This part of the house was what I built first. This back took so long to do. It was an insane project just because of the scope of it. And I wanted to build it out of obsidian. And it was a massive project to build. I would go and mine obsidian for hours and I still wouldn't be anywhere close. But I persevered and got through it, and it ended up looking amazing when it was done. This little add-on right here was sort of what got built next. And I had a tree farm here at one point. I was trying to make an automatic design, but apparently you can't do that. And there's just a lot of other smaller designs around here. Yeah, this was one of the interesting things I decided to do. Four-way staircase all going down. I don't even remember where half of these things go. Oh yeah, obsidian. And yeah, I don't dare go down there. This place is death. Any of the tunnels that I don't remember where they go are death. There's a lot of cool small things that I built too. And this was really my first voxel-based exploration game. That's why I loved it so much. I really liked the exploration aspect. It was hard for me to figure out exactly what the context of all of this was. Like, what did all of it look like with all the endless combinations? And I explored a lot. And I have a bunch of pillars pointing to different places. I'm trying to find one of them. And this is another house I built. Just another experience farm, nothing really special. But I'm looking for a ravine that I built. Well, not a ravine, but a house on a ravine. And there are many, many, many places underground that I've either forgotten about or just gone. Come on. Stop breaking, game. But yeah, you can get somewhat of a view. This isn't it, but this is probably the entrance to something big too. And I explored a lot of different cave systems. Not going down in there. Sadly enough, one of the things that I really wanted to find but have never been able to find was a freaking zombie spawner or a skeleton spawner, any kind of a spawner that wasn't spiders. Because I wanted to make a legit XP farm, and I've spent a long time searching for one and I just couldn't find one. And it was sad. Eventually it got to the point where I marked down a lot of coordinates just to remember where different things were. And I'm pretty sure I've lost a lot of them. I experimented with the water system for a while, just trying to dig out different things and see how it would turn out. I think this was the entrance to something. I usually marked the really big things by like just huge buildings. Oh yes, this is it. This was one of the early things I did. Because I found this huge ravine. Yeah, these are way old. And I remember this, I believe it's this, yeah, it's this, that ended up being one of my earliest big projects. Because, again, just all carved out from stone. I wanted to make an entrance way down. I did a lot of this just endlessly mining things. And I remember it being a fight with the NPCs just to get down here. Because this was a abandoned mine, I think. Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, don't dare go down in there either. It's long since been harvested for everything, and I've gotten way lost. Way lost. And some things I was given in this world that worked out pretty good. That's another unfinished project right there, but yeah. Some things I was given pretty easy, some things I wasn't. Some things were ridiculously hard to find or I just never did. Oh, crap. Like when I went into the nether to find some specific resources or a spawner for an XP farm that I was not given at. It was a challenge. It was actually such a challenge that I had to build a huge super bridge just to get there. Take a look how far this goes. It's crazy. I'm going to pause it.